see, what is that? Yeah, 1864, January.
Marjorie Strong's seen a lot of handwriting over the years.
You can see it's very, very ornate.
She's the assistant librarian at the Vermont Historical Society, a treasure trove of original pieces from Vermont's past.
And it was a very stylized writing.
Documents that tell the story of the state, a story she shares with hundreds of students who visit every year. But lately, there's a problem.
We've had some classes coming in where they've just looked at this and sort of pushed it away.
Pushing documents away, and not because they're bored.
Just simply that they're not familiar with cursive handwriting.
The Historical Society's executive director says the curled and connected script used by generations to communicate looks like code to a growing number of kids.
I would say even a decade ago, it was rare or unusual that you would find students that didn't have some familiarity with handwriting.
And then we're going to go on to our writing in a moment. Okay.
It turns out the state hasn't required cursive instruction for years, and that's left it to individual districts to decide if it's worth teaching at all.
And they're teaching cursive less and less. The state education agency couldn't even tell us how many districts still do.
And we're going to strike that middle ground.
Our unofficial sampling of districts around the state found several like Colchester.
Yeah, show me one more.
Where kids are not tested in cursive, but where officials say they're just not willing to give it up.
We don't emphasize cursive writing, but we know that our students need to be able to do it. They need to be able to sign checks. They need to be able to fill out forms.
It's really just making it work in the rest of our regular day.
Third graders here spend 5 to 10 minutes on cursive a few days a week.
And it's like fun, like creative way to write words.
Sometimes kids even practice their letters during snack time.
Do you have any difficulties with it?
No, I actually think I'm pretty good at it.
Putting the 0 on at the end?
But keeping cursive is challenging.
I think cursive is an important skill. I absolutely do. At the same time, we're in the 21st century.
New state education standards called the Common Core are going into full effect next year, and cursive is not part of them.
To be very honest with you, it's not even on our radar. I mean, when you look at the new Common Core state standards for literacy, particularly for writing, there's no mention of cursive writing. There are other skills that they're going to need more.
Milton, like most districts around the state, is making changes to meet the new standards and the computerized assessment tests that come along with them. Math and technology are getting more emphasis.
It's a lot of pressure for students to perform well on an assessment because those assessment results are going to be made public. Schools are being judged by those assessment results, and we have so many hours in the day.
He doesn't lift his pen very much.
Back at the Historical Society, they're trying to change with the times.
What's concerning to me is that separation from the past, sort of lost generations, and not just looking at historical documents in a repository like ours, but even thinking about kids and their letters from their grandparents.
They understand the world is run on computers, iPads, and smartphones now. Marjorie Strong spent the last 2 years carefully translating dozens of letters sent home by Vermonters on the front lines of the Civil War.
This letter from Valentine Barney to his wife, my dear Maria.
Translating the letters from cursive to print and putting them online to mark the war's 150th anniversary, making sure kids can read them whether they know cursive or not.
These are too important not to have the story being told, and it's just sad if you can't come in and read the soldier's own words.